rock and roll! Ha ha ha! Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the ElectroJet Rock Show. I'm your humble host, Jett Electro, coming to you from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And I also have with me my esteemed co-host coming to you from Los Angeles, California, Professor Electro.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to show number 4.
Yeah, show number 4. We're going to get into it today. Our topic tonight is going to be best singers. We're going to list five of our best singers in rock and roll of all time. And we want to remind you to like and subscribe to our channel. It'll really help us out. And we're going to rock tonight, the best singers in rock and roll.
So we're looking for our top 5. Each of us are going to select our top 5 in no particular order. And we're looking for best, maybe not even our favorite, but the best as far as technical ability and, I guess a certain amount of success and just everything, the whole package.
Yes, very good point. The whole package, composition, body of work, etc., we're all factoring that in. So I guess I'm going to get started with my first pick. These are in no particular order. I got to go with Robert Plant from Led Zepplin. Yeah, Robert was great until he fried his voice in 72, and he's still really, really cool. But before 72, from, say, 68 to 72, he was untouchable as far as a rock and roll singer, plus very dynamic and a phenomenal lyricist as well. He brought a lot to the table. He's a very sensitive guy, and that came across in his vocal style. Very, very dynamic, very, very powerful, had the great tone and the great range.
Okay, great choice there. J.E., I'm gonna go a little different with my first pick. Is going to be Ronnie James Dio. Ronnie James Dio, to me, just has everything you could want in a lead vocalist. He has power, very good range, and just a lot of emotion. A great songwriter, too, and especially his work with Ritchie Blackmore in Rainbow, but even his early work in Dio also, and his work with Black Sabbath. Just all really phenomenal. Powerful. That's what I really like about him. And his vocal tone, just also awesome. And, to me, I would say a lot of my most favorite songs are with Ronnie James Dio fronting. He's got that neoclassical element that I really like. And he's got a kind of an operatic tone, but he just set the standard, I think, for a lot of hard rock and heavy metal vocalists. And I think a lot of them, as guitar players borrowed from Eddie Van Halen, I think a lot of vocalists and singers, especially in the metal genre, borrow, and I use that in quotes, from Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah, Professor, that's a great friggin' choice. Yeah, I love Ronnie James Dio and also his lyrics and his melodies.
Absolutely.
All right, my second one's going to be from Aerosmith, Steven Tyler. The Mouth That Roared. Gotta love Steven. I saw him at the Forum. He always crushed it. He still can crush it pretty good. His songwriting, his talent as a composer musically as well, and his range, his delivery, his very funny lyrics, and actually very stream of consciousness lyrics, and his use of metaphor. And a phenomenal performer. I love Steven. Yeah, he's an outstanding singer, outstanding. His pitch is very, very good. And that's going to be my number 2.
Okay, great choice. Yeah, I'm a big fan also. It's very hard picking 5 because you have to leave some people off the list. That makes it really tough to really, because you're always going to say, well, what about so-and-so? So it's very difficult. It's a real challenge to pick 5 only. My next choice is going to be Rob Halford of Judas Priest. I think his operatic style and just he's got a lot of different voices that sound almost like different people. And he doesn't always show them, when he's doing his own cliched version of himself. And we've had discussions before, and yeah, he's a little campy at times, but he's his ability, especially listening to, let's say, the Sin After Sin album and Hellbent for Leather, the earlier ones, early Judas Priest has a lot of different characteristics to his voice, a lot of different styling. And I think the band kind of locks him into one zone, but that guy, I think, could do just about anything. So Rob Halford, he's my next choice.
Yeah, outstanding choice, Professor. Yeah, he could also sing very clean, but he also could have the distortion, and he had the operatic thing, and he has a lot of range.
And a lot of longevity, too. He's been around, and he's been performing for years, and to be able to still hit some notes, after all the tours he's done, yeah, he's great.
Yeah, the camp thing, he's really funny, too, as well. The ironic... funny camp thing. We always had a laugh about that because he's so over the top. All right, yeah. My number 3, Chuck Negron from Three Dog Night. Yeah, I love Chuck. Phenomenal range, outstanding tone. His pocket is outstanding. They didn't really write their own stuff, and he was the consummate rock star. Fortunately, got in the bag a little bit. He was a little had car crashes because he was flying to. Well, no, not car crashes, but he wouldn't show up for gigs, or he'd show up late because he had to fly all the way across the country to score his medicine. So, but yeah, Chuck Negron, phenomenal. Jeremiah. Yeah. I've got pieces of April. Yeah, very dynamic singer. I love Chuck. One of the greatest of all time.
Okay, great choice. Yeah, definitely love him as well. So again, it's hard to leave anybody off the list, and it's hard to exclude people. So this is definitely a challenge. Well, my next choice is going to be Steve Walsh from Kansas, especially in his prime with Kansas. Just vocal range, and just you can get that beautiful melodic tone to his voice too, and great live as well. I did see him live. Actually saw him at the LA County Fair, and I got to get really close. This was probably in the late '90s, and because it was a small show, and it was a short show. I think they only played maybe an hour. But they were great, and he was phenomenal, over the top. And I got to be very close, too, to really watch him perform. And that's when you can be in a venue like that and get real close, and it's intimate. You can really hear if somebody's really got it. And, man, he was just great, just phenomenal. And just great songwriting as well. And I know he didn't do as much of the songwriting as Kerry Livgren did, but, his stuff, just across the board, just a great performer, great vocalist, and great frontman. Steve Walsh.
Yeah, very good, Professor. And for my number 4, I'm going to have to pick Steve Walsh from Kansas. Yeah,
ding.
Yeah, we absolutely agree on that one. Phenomenal range, phenomenal power, phenomenal dynamics, just outstanding. Before he kind of torched his voice out a little bit, but on the records and in the early days, yeah, probably about the greatest singer of all time, really. And that's not to mention his compositional skills or his keyboard playing. So, yeah, for me as well, Steve Walsh from Kansas.
Okay, great choice. Yes, not just because I picked him, but, he's just really got it. For my next choice, I chose Brad Delp from Boston. Brad, I think, especially listening to the first 2 albums, especially the first album, I know they did a lot of recording, and I know they did a lot of patchwork and piecing things together, But Brad Delp's voice is just phenomenal. And you know where you can really hear it is he had a Beatles cover band that he used to play with, and he would play at schools, places like that. And when you hear how he sounds in a middle school auditorium, singing through a real basic PA and singing Beatles songs, just phenomenal. Just great. Just great. And, and being able to harmonize and, just got a great vocal tone also. So, Brad Delp from Boston, Brad Delp also from RTZ, and some of his solo work is also good too. Very under the radar, really worth listening to with Barry Goudreau.
Great choice, Professor. I gotta go along with that one myself. And Brad Delp, rest in peace. Very, very tragic. We miss you, Brad. Okay, and for my last one, number 5, these are in no particular order. I got to go with Tommy Shaw from Styx. Outstanding singer, outstanding composer. His tone, his dynamics, his melodies, and he can still bring it. Still bring it. I saw Styx many times back in the old days, and I saw him in 2019 here in Las Vegas. Sounds exactly the same. Took really good care of his voice, and yeah, he's got the range. He can do it every night pretty much. Tommy Shaw, absolutely. Yeah, very sensitive singer, very dynamic, great melodies.
So, just as you did, I'm going to have to double up and say Tommy Shaw is my last choice also. For all the reasons you just pointed out, J.E., but just also a great performer, great bandmate. All the bands that he's in, he always makes better, and sings great live. Still, and also enduring. He still sounds phenomenal. Even to this day, he can, still hit the notes. And great songwriter also, great performer, great vocalist, and also enduring. A lot of albums, a lot of touring, and he still sounds great. So, yeah, got to go with Tommy Shaw.
Yeah, the body of work that he has, and yeah, go see him, kids. They are great. I love Styx, as you know from our previous episode.
Definitely, yeah, phenomenally still. Even without Dennis, they still sound good. And, there's not a lot of great bands out there that are still playing and can still bring it. So, yeah, go see Styx with Tommy Shaw for sure.
All right, kids. So we're going to wrap up this issue of the ElectroJet Rock Show, and we're glad to have you guys aboard, talking all things rock and roll. And I guess it's about time for us to sign off. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It'll really help us out. We're trying to get this thing off the ground. We got a lot of great content coming up, some stories from the old days. And, did you guys got 5 vocalists that, you think, or we left somebody off the list, or you want to list your 5 there? Definitely drop down to the comments section and leave us a comment. Let us know. All right, kids. Well, with that, we're going to be signing off. So I got to sign off with a rock and roll, ha ha ha! And,
rock and roll.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.